Should we do this again?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Oh,
Well, we have broken this up into part 1
and part 2. You came back though.
Came
So
back.
there you go.
So
You're
we're
about to find out how. Are they doing the how now? Should we do the how now?
Are we doing the how now? Wait, hang
How
on.
now, brown cow? So last episode we chatted about what a calorie deficit is
Yes.
and why you probably aren't in a calorie deficit.
And
What are we going to chat about today?
now we're going to talk about, and in our part 2, how you're going to be able to change that. How you are going to be able to be able to stay in a calorie deficit.
And achieve amazing results for the rest of your life. If you listen to us.
Get ready.
Let's go.
We've addressed how that, why it's a thing, why it's there, and why we see it so much. And we've talked about those couple key pointers now. Well, how do we actually change that? The first one we actually just briefly mentioned before is calorie banking. So remember that that being in a deficit was not over just one day or an X amount of days. It's over a week, month, couple months. Like however long, like for you to want to see, you want to elicit being in like a fat loss, right? A fat loss phase. Now, calorie banking. How does this work? I want you to think of it like banking your calories, like you're banking your money or you're spending your money. Say, for example, you've got $1,500 to spend per day. Let's say $1,800 to spend per day. Nice coin, right? Think of it as that. If you want to bank, if you want to,
I'm gonna be sick.
yeah, that'd be hectic. How are you going to spend that $1,800? You could spend it on your high quality, like your high fucking designer brands and all that type of shit. And you're probably like within over couple transactions, you've probably reached your amount, or you probably spent $1,600. Well, now you've got $200 left to spend over 6 hours of the day. Let's just say that, for example. Think of it as like this banking amount, the same as you would with your overall calories. How are you going to spend your calories per day? $1,800 or 1,800 calories is say for example, is the number that you're going to lose, is for you to lose fat. How are you going to spend your money? So calorie banking is really awesome when you look at over 7 days. Say you've got an event coming up, right? We've got a 40th coming this weekend. Right now it's a Saturday.
Got a 40th tonight.
So shit. Say it's a Tuesday and you say, I've got a 40th coming that Saturday. What am I going to do there? Also, like, so you instead of just worrying, I'm like, oh, what am I going to do in the day? Am I going to like fuck something up? Like, think about, okay, what can I do right now to bank my calories to essentially create as much damage control as we can, so we can reduce your calories, how you're eating throughout the day. Do it over from Tuesday to Friday and a Saturday. Focus on your protein, get your fiber, increase more veggies, stuff like that, so you can bank a couple extra 100 calories, 200-300, let's say. Now you've got this pool of money that you saved, or calories that you could spend more on that Saturday for the 40th. Maybe a couple extra drinks, maybe not have to worry too much about the snacking on the table, like stuff like that, because you've allocated an X amount for that event. So this is a great approach for, especially if you're a social butterfly like selves. We've got events, you got like family stuff, or you just want to like splurge on the weekend or like have a good time. A great way that we use with our clients is this banking approach. So you can ideally celebrate the best of both worlds, because that's the biggest thing when it comes to being a deficit. People think they need to sacrifice everything, like absolutely, like their whole life, and they have to restrict so much, where it's actually not necessarily the case, because at the end of the day, we know that fundamentally it's more of a numbers game. It's more of an objective-based game, numbers game. And so bank your calories, lead them up to like an event or, something like that, to where you could be able to, reduce the risk of falling under maintenance or a surplus for that week, or X weeks, whatever. And chances are you'll probably remain being in a deficit, and that comes back to how it's going to benefit you, like consciously think, like your conscious thinking, conscious awareness around your habits and around yourself as well, because you are doing shit in advance and you're planning ahead, which is another awesome topic, which is going to get shit. We'll talk about that later. I don't want to get too ahead of it, but you're being a lot more smarter, and it does help with that confidence, that esteem, that belief, because I'm just like, I have a goal, I have an objective, I want to get it done, and I'm going to make sure I can get there. So this is one effective strategy. What's another one?
Well, more on that. That's a tool that you're going to be able to take with you for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going anywhere. Like, You can't escape it. It gets like calorie banking and being so or thinking about it so in a fixated, obsessive way. People lately it's been demonized, I've noticed, but it's inescapable. If you want a result long term, you need to be able to have tools like this, calorie banking, so that you can actually enjoy your life, have flexibility, have a balance that is realistic to maintain. This is what balance is. Balance is not, you know, just eating whatever you want all the time and then expecting to get results. Balance is adherence for as long as you feel you need, and then making sure you're making up for when you are going to be exceeding calories on certain days. So this also isn't just like saying starve yourself Monday to Thursday, but save a few hundred calories, save a couple hundred calories, you know? So you will have those extra calories on the Friday, on the Saturday, all that sort of stuff. That is a tool that you're going to be able to take with you for the rest of your life. And it will be essential if you do want to even have calorie maintenance, you know, but the same thing goes for output. So even when you're getting, say, 70,000 steps, 10,000 steps a day, it's about zooming out and seeing how that looks over a month or seeing how that looks over a fortnight or a week, you know? So if you know on Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to be in the office, I'm not going to get my steps in, let's get a few more steps on the Tuesday and the Friday, you know, around those days where you know you're not going to get the steps in. It's the exact same as when you know you want to be going out for dinner or going out for lunch, and you know you want that flexibility. You want to be able to eat the things you want to eat without having to worry about that surplus. Exact same thing, you know, making sure that you're making up for those events on the days around that event. That's what balance really is.
So true.
You know, and then making sure you are future planning. So seeing what do I have in the future, being proactive, planning ahead of time, zooming out, looking ahead for the next week, next fortnight, seeing, okay, cool. I have lunch on Thursday. I have that 40th next Saturday. Make sure you know what's coming up going into it, because people get caught out. You know, they say, oh, it's already Saturday. I've got this event on tonight. Now I'm fucked.
Yeah.
And then they rinse, repeat, and recycle every single week and wonder why they get no results.
100%.
You know, and being proactive, understanding your body, understanding your relationship with food and how many calories are actually going in is the one thing that's going to keep you getting results long term and short term. You know,
Sure.
Anything else on that? What else we got there?
No, it's perfect. Is that your planning ahead? You know, your remaining goal priority is a massive thing. And I know. Yeah,
31 minutes.
31 minutes.
How do we do this again?
I don't know. Well, I think we should cut this up into 2 parts for sure.
Okay, fine.
So planning ahead is so important. Like, you know, it remains goal priority. It means like within your lens, like you want to enjoy these things and like enjoy a balanced lifestyle, stuff like that. But you also have a goal. You have something to work towards for your own fitness and health goals. You're doing the best of both things. On with that too is but making sure that your deficit or your goal essentially, say your calorie deficit, is realistic. None of this fucking crash diet shit. That's the biggest thing we see. This man shakes, this isogenics, all this.
That's sustainable. I know what you're talking about.
Yes. So
I would live on the man shakes for the rest of my life and never eat anything else.
Yeah.
You know?
Sick. Cut.
Yeah. So just do that.
So just do that.
You know?
No, but make sure that it's realistic. So no 1,200 calories is not sustainable. It will get you a result though. And that's the thing, is like people always think about, they don't think about, go back to they have this fixed lens on when they're looking at a deficit. I'm like, I have to be on that 1,200 calorie diet that fucking Jenny was on, or like be on the man shake, the woman shake. Or
Dude, nobody's eaten that for more than 6 weeks.
No one's gonna, no,
Like,
if that, good luck.
People that come back and they go, I'm still eating the same thing. I'm just not, like, you're fucking not,
No,
for one.
Because
Like,
it increases the risk of like potential sabotage, more chances of emotional eating. It could be, you know, it could cause long-term implications like, you know,
imagine being that hungry
cycles,
for like 10 weeks and then feeling like you're going to actually get the result and not binge.
And the reality is
Right.
like how you're going to live a lifestyle where you can maintain it. Because
If I'm hungry for half an hour, I'm going straight to McDonald's.
yeah,
Like, no joke.
Easily.
Like,
And
you got to sort that out.
It opens up the path of least resistances, like, you know, snacking more, getting more takeaway, Uber Eats. You know, they're so easy and so many accessible ways on how to curb that, you know, that those cravings, stuff like that. Anyway, so make sure that it's realistic. So set yourself with a target that is achievable within your goal. Try not to lose. Look, avoiding to lose. Think about, oh, I'm going to lose 10 kilos in 5 weeks. Okay, think more long term than that. Think about how you could sustain it. And also, when you're out of the deficit, which is when it's going to happen eventually, is that how can you be able to do what you're doing right now forever? What goes back to the quote from Jimmy: there's no point doing something now.
If you're going to be back here in 6 to 12 months' time, see it all the time and it pisses me off.
And that is what we call in the industry yo-yoing.
Yo-yo diet.
Yo-yo diet.
Yo-yo diet. Back on the realistic thing. So setting goals that are realistic, but setting goals that are realistic to your own lifestyle that you actually want to achieve. Want to maintain. So figuring out what that balance looks like for you. So if your balance is, I want to be able to track Monday to Thursday, be really good, and then don't even think about it on the weekend. I don't even want to think about it on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That is fine, but you're probably not going to get the results that you think you're going to get. You know, you can nail it 4 days out of the week and you'll be much better off than somebody that's not tracking at all.
100%.
You know, you'll be much better off. In saying that, you will don't expect the same result as that person that's tracking 7 days a week, because that's not fucking fair on them.
Exactly.
You know, and you're going to get pissed off with yourself when I don't know why I'm holding this live still. I'm really passionate.
I can tell you, I'm like, be standing here. I'm like, it's like I'm gonna lit on fire.
You hear me? But do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Seriously, do you know what I mean?
Dude,
don't expect the awesome results if you don't want to do the work.
And that is a perfect segue into be open for making some sacrifices as well.
Yes, if you want to.
If you want to.
If you want the result.
It comes down to choice. It comes down to priority. It comes down to how badly do you want it. Yeah, of course, you can go the full strict way and be like, yeah, fuck everything else. You can do that. And that will probably get you a result. But are you going to enjoy it? Like, it depends, right? Well, we preach balance, right? We preach, put that fucking...
This is the best thing.
I'm getting so nervous, man. So be open when it comes to being in a deficit, being open for sacrifices. And what do we mean by open for sacrifice is that means we prefer not to think of like being strict 24/7 all the time, take all the fun out of it, eat chicken and broccoli and just rice all day, every day. Because that's shit. That's not the ideal. But you also got to be mindful of chicken.
Love chicken and rice. Oh, Chicos, yeah. Chicos as well. No, chicken and rice with a bit of fucking salt and then hot sauce. So good. But yes, no, exactly right.
We're talking about plain shit.
You got to figure out what your balance looks like. Yeah. Figure out what your balance looks like and then organize the result accordingly.
Yeah. So when you're looking at opening, like make sacrifices, more so things like pick your poison, you know. Do you feel like you really actually need to go to every event, every weekend and get fucking blind? Is it your birthday? Fair enough. Is it your mates, your work colleague's birthday that you've probably spoken to about 5 times? Do you need to get blind on it? Maybe you could drive on that one. You know what I mean? So being open to making some conscious changes towards like things like events or like how your perspective when it comes to events, prioritizing things like that, or also allowing yourself to say no to things, which is a big one too. Understanding boundaries around, you know, you have also a goal that's for you. This is, you know, like health and fitness is quite selfish in a way. I'm like, this is an investment in you. So go back to, you know, circle of influence. Like if people understand within your corner, understand that, they'll get it. But if they don't, whatever. But like being open to saying no to things is okay as well, because you have something bigger that's going to be probably benefit you long term than just that one night, and that may reduce those long term implications of belief, you know, affecting your belief, self esteem, all that good stuff, yada yada. Right?
That's the shit we need to protect.
Hell yeah, got to protect that shit. So it is possible to do both, live the best of both worlds. We preach that, we live that ourselves. However, and also we've seen that success with our own clients as well, which is awesome too. However, it'll do a disservice to you guys to say that you're like being in a like living it fully balanced without any sort of minimal consequences of like need to make a sort of sacrifice. It's bullshit, because to a degree, it needs to be done. Otherwise, chances are you probably won't end up being in that deficit if you don't make some of those changes, like possibly, you know what I mean?
You can't have your cake and eat it too. Sacrifice is happening regardless anyway. Yeah. You know, you're either sacrificing, you know, those dinners out 3 nights a week. You might have to reduce that down to 1. You might have to sacrifice, you know, your hour extra sleeping every day for that walk in the morning or that gym session. Yeah. You're going to have to sacrifice something for that result, regardless of what's going on. Otherwise, you're going to sacrifice the result for that lifestyle. So I like to look at it like a little bit of a scale. So the more strict you are over here, the better results you have. The more lifestyle based, more flexibility you have over here, the worse your results are going to be. So we like to sit somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the
You
middle.
know, you need to find the balance this way. So the sacrifice, slight result sacrifice over here. So you're being less strict, so you can sacrifice some of that result, but you're also sacrificing some of that lifestyle that you wanted to maintain that result also.
Oh, yeah.
So your result lies in the middle. If you want more results, you need to be more strict. If you want less or more lifestyle, you're going to get less results. You can't have both. You can't have the best results and a full fucking lifestyle where you don't even need to think about this area of your life. There's going to be sacrifice either way. We could even make another video on this, I reckon.
I think that's going to be another video.
That could be another
That's
video.
another topic for next time because I think
Yeah.
we're going to cut it there as well because
That could be good. That's 40 minutes.
Plenty about calorie deficit. We're definitely going to break this up in a part.
This will be part one,
yeah.
part two.
Hell yeah. So we talked about calorie deficit and why you're probably not in it. We talked about what is it.
What is the calorie deficit?
No, you guys know what that is. Well, why doesn't it work?
Consuming less than you're burning. Why doesn't it work? Because you're not in an actual calorie deficit over a month. You're not. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video.
Correct.
Or you'd be losing fat.
Yeah, adherence. Adherence over time as well. So you're probably not in a deficit over yeah, exactly what Jamie said, over a month.
I'm just gonna go fuck myself.
Yeah.
So
just take that lighter away.
Just come here.
Accuracy. You're probably not as accurate. Accuracy. So you may resort to a bit of tracking. May look into understand conscious eating, stuff like that. Looking at your habits around certain times of day for sabotage. All that type of stuff there.
All that shit.
How do you change it? Calorie bank.
Thank you, calories. Yeah. Save some calories for your event so you can have that midline balance and make sure you know how much is actually going in. Weigh your food at least every now and again because it becomes like Chinese whispers.
Hell yeah.
Have you noticed?
Oh, easily,
like,
easily.
In particular, I've been doing this for fucking like 13 years now and I still weigh my oats. Even when I'm bulking, even when I'm trying to put on weight.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've tried to eyeball oats. It's fucking so hard. It's so hard.
And it's so funny about Chinese whispers because it may be 100 grams of mashed potato for 2 years, but then all of a sudden it'll probably become 500 grams and it may look like 100 grams.
Or straight away, It does become like Chinese whispers.
Oh yeah.
And weigh your Maltesers because I'm watching.
It's dense.
Make sure you know how much is going in.
Make sure how much is going in for sure.
What else is there?
Planning ahead obviously is a very important one. Ensuring that you're remaining a goal priority, going back to because at the end of the day, we don't want it to let it affect your beliefs, affect your confidence, affect your self-esteem and goal success or how you perceive goal success. And so that doesn't affect your identity around I just can't do it. Calorie deficits don't work for me. We're looking to avoid that as much as we can.
There's no right or wrong here either. There's no right or wrong way to set a goal. There's no right or wrong way to go about any of this stuff. What we're trying to get across is what's actually real. What we're trying to get across is the fact that if you do want to have all this flexibility, you probably won't get that result. If you do want to be so strict, you're probably not going to maintain it. It's about finding what's actually going to work for you long term and actually running your life through that. Finding out what the result is and being real with what it's going to take to get there, or finding out what the lifestyle you want is and then figuring out what the result looks like from that lifestyle. Because whatever you do, you're getting a result, be it good or bad. Whichever way you go, there's going to be sacrifices. So understanding all that, then making a decision. There's no right or wrong decision there. I think people get very fixated on, I need to do fucking 20,000 steps a day and nail my food all these days, and then get discouraged when they can't keep doing that. Or they get pissed off because they want all this flexibility and they want that result.
100%.
There's no right or wrong way. There's going to be sacrifices on either end.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely sacrifices either way, and be realistic 100% with your targets as well. Try not to think of crash diets or think about that 20K steps that you have to do that and it may work for an X amount of time, but you won't be able to sustain it long term. Always think about the bigger picture, open up those blinders and figure out, okay, how can I do this for a long term, and set realistic targets. Set that baseline a little bit lower. You can build up to it and, improve over time, as when it comes to, goal standards, stuff like that. But anyway, I think we should wrap it up there.
We should probably wrap this up.
Yeah, this is our next topic, episode 11. Why you're not in a calorie deficit?
The split shift,
Split shift potty.
split shifty. Thanks for
And
watching.
That's it. We'll see you.
Catch you next
I'll
week.
see you next week. Unless I go on another holiday or some shit.
Maybe.
Maybe Jimmy's
You
gonna
know,
go on another holiday.
I'm going to go update my candle because I can't smell that at all.
Yeah, no, I can't.
It's not a lot going on there. This is a horrible chess game too.
Oh no,
We fucking
did
we
nothing.
gave up on that halfway through. I can't believe that took an extra 10 minutes.
It's fucked. We'll
See you next week.
Oh my god.